Hi friends, welcome back to another episode of my tutorial, and today we will be creating an ancient or fantasy look cinematic title using environment images as a reflection to influence a very realistic shimmering look on our title. This tutorial has a slightly different approach compared to my previous tutorial, specifically in the application of various effects and presets. I really think that these were similarly used in fantasy movie titles such as Fantastic Beasts, Lord of the Rings, and many other magical movie titles around the world. So guys, this is what we are gonna be creating today. Before we will start, make sure that this 8 bits here, change it to 32 bits so that our color correction is accurate. Then go to composition, create a new composition, and I will name it main or main 1. 1920 by 1080p, 30 frames per second, 10 seconds duration, and the background is black. Click OK, and I will open the assets, open the image folder, and I will grab down the fantasy PNG image on my timeline and press S on my keyboard and change this to 35%, and I will grab the text tool and I will type ancient. I'm using here Viking normal, regular at 100 pixel. I will just move it down, position it on this side. I will grab the text tool and I will type and. I will just use 72 pixels, the same font, Viking normal, and I will just move this on this side. Grab the text tool and I will type N, but this time I'm gonna be using vintage decorative signs too. I will press S and shift P on my keyboard, move it in between ancient and fantasy, and scale it up a bit, move it down. Okay, I think that's good enough. I will close this one down, then pre-compose it. I will name it text holder. Move all the attributes and click OK. I will duplicate this one. I will right away pre-compose it and I will name it bevel profile. Move all the attributes and again click OK. Double click the bevel profile and you can see the text holder here. So I will create a depth map on it. So I will go to layer, layer styles, inner glow, open inner glow, make the blending mode normal, color is black. The technique is precise. In order to create a chisel type bevel, increase about 30 in terms of size. It seems that we created a chisel type bevel. If we change this to softer, it seems that it's just creating a blur effect. That's why I want precise because I want to create a bevel, and the inner glow is aligned with the contours of our text. So I will close this one, add an adjustment layer, new adjustment layer, because if you will toggle this one, it's transparent, right? So I want to get rid of it. I want to maintain this color here, so I have to go and click the effect, channel, and solid composite, make the color black, and then go back to effect, blur, add a fast box blur. I just want the blur radius to 1 and the iterations 1. Repeat edge pixels. So I'm gonna go to my main and go to my image and drop down this street photo. The image here is the environment that I'm gonna be using to influence the reflection of our text. So I will just pre-compose it right away, and I will call it environment. Move all the attributes and I will click OK. In order to create a 3D profile, all you have to do is to go to effects and go to stylize and CC glass. So you can see here there's already a bump map, but we will change the bump map environment to our bevel profile. So we'll just change this to 100 and we'll make first the softness 0. We will come back to it later. So I want to cut the background with the shape of the text. So all I have to do is to go to effects and preset and go to channel and set matte. Here I will change from environment to the text holder. Now we have a cat text in here, and all I have to do here is to duplicate this one, and I will choose the bottom layer and delete the effects in here. So now we can see that the background and the text are now separate. So if we will disable the environment, the text is gone. And if we will enable it again, the text is there. And disable the environment, I'll just name this one BG or background. Add a grunge on it. So all we have to do is to go back to our project and find the grunge in here. And I will just right away pre-compose it. And I will name it grunge. Move all the attributes and click OK. I will just put it at the bottom. Disable the visibility. I will go to environment and I will go to effects and preset, and I will add compound blur, and I want to change this to from environment to grunge, and I will move this compound blur on top of the set matte and disable the compound blur first. Go to shading and make this 100, the diffuse 0, specular 0, and all this stuff should be 0. Go to surface and change the height to 0. Turn on the compound blur. If you will see that there is almost no text in there, so if I will turn on the height, you will see that there will be a revealing text here with grunge already. So what I'm gonna do next is, if you will turn off the set matte, you will see that there is a grunge. In order to create a 3D effect, all we have to do is go to effect, Go to stylize, and we have to add another CC glass. And open the surface. Change the bump map to bevel profile. Softness will be 0. Turn the height up to 100. And then the displacement must be 0. And then go to light, and instead of effect light, choose AE lights. Then close it. And turn off the background, and you'll see that we have already, I think we need to increase the blur a bit because the grunge is not much. Our maximum blur is probably this much. I think that one is good. Then I will go to layer and create lights. So I will create the light. I will first do the 50% ambient light. And then I will go again to layer, new, and light again. I will choose point light. The intensity for about 250. Now you can see light in here. We will just transfer it to about this high. Okay, we have a nice light now. And I will go again and add a new light. Again to 50% point light. Move it on this side, I guess. And then I will go again another light. Is the point light. I will click OK. And I will put it probably here. And I will probably go to my layer settings, light settings here. I just decrease the intensity. The light is too much, I guess. I think that one is okay. You can choose whatever light you want. Colors of the light, the intensity, it's up to you. But to me, I just want probably this much. And I will click OK. I also want to add a motion tile. Go to effects and preset. Go to stylize and motion tile. And I want this motion tile to be on top above the CC glass. I will close this one so we can see better. And also I will add curves effect, color correction and curves. I will close it first so that we can see better with the effect on the motion tile. You can see here our environment image is here. Here I will turn the width down and the height also down. As you can see here, the image have changed, and all we have to do is to just check the mirror edges. And when you open the tile width and lower the value down, you can see that the image is compressed. So let's try to on the other effects, and you can see in here, if I will zoom it and then lower the value here, you can see the more we lower the value, the more grunge that it appears. So I will just set it to 30. So now the grunge are very visible, and I will just change the height to about 80. And also you can see more reflectivity in here. So this is one of the secret to create a more shiny and very awesome reflection to your text. I will also go to CC glass 2 and adjust the lighting. I'll just move this glass to above the set matte and open the shading and adjust the ambient light to about maybe 70%, and then move the value here down, decrease the diffuse so that the specular highlight will be really visible. I just want to increase a bit of the ambient light. which is good, eh? And I will just go to curves. I will turn it on, open it up, and I want to flatten the colors a bit. And then move this up to brighten up a bit. Like this, so that it will create more contrast. And then after that, I will create a keyframe on the center. So I will go create a keyframe here, check it, and go to about 8 seconds. And then probably move this tile center on the right side like this. So when we play this one, you can see that the reflection is now moving on the right side. Look at that. Nice, eh? So that is one of the secret of having a reflection to your text. Okay, we'll stop this one and go to the next. Let's close this one first. And I will zoom it so you can see. I will put the playhead in here. And if I will turn off the CC glass without the lighting, and if we will play this one, it's still pretty good, but it seems that the movement of the light is not realistic because it has to be bending on the contours of our text. While when we turn this on, you can see really that the light is now bending into the contour of our text, which is realistic to look at. So this is one of the reason why I use this CC glass and CC glass 2 for the lighting. I will lock it and create another viewer, new viewer, and I will double click the bevel profile. Here, I want to add curves on the adjustment layer. Go to effects and color correction, curves. So these curves is the representation of the bevel. If you will move the RGB down, you can create a nice bevel. If you want to look like bubbly, you can move the RGB up. So I think that's good enough to me. So I will close this one. I will also go back in and open it up and open the layer style inner glow, and I want to make it 90% opacity, and then close this again, and I will go back to main, and I will probably rename it bevel, and then duplicate this one, and I want it to put below the bevel, and turn off the motion tile, the curves, and the CC glass. So that helps us to have a faster render. Go to effects and preset, go to blur and CC radial blur, and change this scratch to fading zoom. Turn on the background so we can see better. I will zoom it, and I will probably change the amount in here to, let's say, -30 first. Let's see what happens. And then I will add a curves effect. Go to effect and find color correction, curves, and then I will change this to alpha, and then crank up the alpha so we can see better. So this is too wide, so we will just decrease the depth to make it smaller. So I think this one is better to me. So nice looking depth already. Another thing that I'm gonna do here is to darken the RGB and darken it a bit by dragging it down. I will go to CC Glass 2 for the lighting and open the surface, and probably I will change this one to a lower value so that we can change the reflectivity of our fading zoom effect like that. Then close the curves down and the CC Glass 2. Probably I will add some more shimmering lights in here. I will go to bevel and duplicate it again. And I will go close this one first. And I will hit U on my keyboard and see that there's a motion tile in here. I will just move my blade on the last keyframe that I made. And probably change the location of this motion tile in here. I will change it on the upper portion right here. So as we can see that there is also a movement from the bottom right to the upper left. So if we will play this one, you can see that the light is not only going to the right, it also has a light going from bottom to the upper left. So the shimmering is not only in one direction. So if you want guys to add a dent on it, I will first lock this one. It's already locked. So I will create a new viewer. And I will go back to bevel profile. I will go to layer, new solid layer. And I will call it dents. And I will go to effects and preset, go to noise and grain and fractal noise. So you can see a fractal in here already. So change this to invert, and then I will make it darken, and I will just go back again to main and turn off the background. And let's see, there's already dents in here as you can see. So I will go back to my bevel profile and probably change the brightness a bit, and then the scale lower, and go to the dents and press T on your keyboard. If you want to reduce the dents, you just can change the opacity here, lower. You can see, maybe I will just change it to 20, I guess. There you go, if you want to, but it's up to you guys, because here we have lots of options in here, so you can choose whatever you want. I will show you quickly too if you want to add some more shimmery effect because you are not satisfied with it. You can add some more by going to layer, new and null object, and then highlight these point lights, toggle the switches in here and make this null object as 3D, and then parent this point light to the null object 2, and then highlight your null object and press the rotation and create a keyframe on the Z rotation, then go to 8 or maybe 10, and then rotate it if you want to 90 degrees or maybe more. It's up to you guys. I just want it 90 degrees. So now if we will play this one again, you can see that the shimmering is nice. I will just turn it off and then go to the next. So now I'm gonna create a new composition, and I will name it main animation. (1920 by 1080p, 10 seconds duration), and I will just click OK. I will go to project file and go to the main one. drop it down to my timeline, and I will just adjust the zoom to a smaller one. So after dropping the main one on my timeline, I will go to my assets, open the footage, and drop the footage down and press T on my keyboard, and I want these light particles to only 15%, and I will drag the particles up and make this add and transform and fit to comp. I will just zoom it out and I will play this one. Nice. If you want to change some more of the light, you can change it maybe to about 25. It's up to you guys. Also change this one to add. So this is what our project is, and you can download all the elements that I use in here on the project file in the link given below, so you can follow along with me. We are done, and I hope guys that you learned a lot in these techniques, and you can also make your own magical or fantasy title reveal in your own. And I hope guys that this really helps you. And again, for those people who subscribe my channel, thank you very much. And for those who have not yet subscribing my channel, you are very welcome. And when you have a creative mind, it is a gift from God. So you have to develop and use it. Thank you guys for watching, and see you on my next video. God bless.